Welcome. This is a short video on how to take notes using the Cornell Note system. This is for the CSN, Computer Servers and Networking class at Snow Isle Skills Center by Tori Clemenson, Microsoft Certified Professional, A+, teacher, ABC, XYZ, whatever, like my numbers and letters actually mean anything. Cornell Notes is just a system of note-taking. That's all it is. It helps you to take the notes and ideas that the professor or the teacher is telling you and break them down into questions and answers or concepts and ideas, as opposed to just writing down everything you hear. So for this class, I'm going to start you out with helper notes, and then you can move into taking your own notes. If you already are adept at taking notes, you don't need the helper notes. I'll just give you a template, or you can actually use paper. So I'm going to show you what Cornell Notes looks like. And you can use just a regular piece of lined paper if you want to. And at the top, so what you're going to do at the top is you actually will go ahead and take notes. You're going to write out the module name, and you're going to put the date and your name, of course, and the session and all that stuff in the section. And then you take and draw a line down the side, and that line is going to take up about 3 or 4 finger lengths from the edge of your paper, and that's where questions, main ideas, vocabulary, that stuff goes. So it's just 1 or 2 or 3 words. It's not entire concepts or anything like that. And then the rest of the page to the right hand side is going to be for notes, answers, definitions, examples, sentences. You put drawings and stuff over there. So you can see that on the left hand side, you'll see this in your packet. I've written down just short snippets of what we're going to talk about in the lecture. What is a policy? Why have them? Why do we have policies? What are written policies? What are unwritten policies, etc. So we've got very simple concepts and ideas. There's a question. What is a policy? And this is where you would then write down answers or why we have them. This is where you flesh out those ideas. And then the bottom part of the page is going to be used for a summary, and I'll show you that on another page. So as we move on to the next page, you'll see that then you're going to write down the answers as I'm talking. You're going to write things down. So what is a policy? It's a rule or law. You're not writing down every single thing that's on the PowerPoint that I give you. If you need to go back and look at that PowerPoint, you always can, because all of my notes and all of my lectures are always online, and you're going to find that more and more in most of your classes. And if you go on to college, you're going to see that as well. So if you need to actually look and see what is online, that's not what these notes are for. You're not needing to write down every single word I say, even though they are pearls of wisdom. So you're writing down things that you would need to recall for a test, or the concepts you need to know. So what is a policy? It is a rule or a law. Why do we have them? Safety, keep workplace professional, expectations clear, and so on. And then you have written what is a written policy, tardy policy, dress code. There's examples of things. So unwritten policy, nobody really upholds it. Holds the tardy policy as long as it doesn't happen every day, for example. Now, this is not true of this class. Those are just examples. Another option that I used a lot when I was in college. Now, when I was in college, I was going to college to become a teacher. I was actually going to college to become a health teacher. I was a big fan of the 4-color pen. I worked 3 jobs, so I did not have a lot of time to study. That meant I had to study smarter instead of harder. And so I used a really similar system of note-taking. Nobody really taught me how to take the notes. But what I did was for every concept that could possibly be a question on a test or a quiz, I changed the color. So instead of my notes being all red or all blue or all black, they would look like this. So you can see that every question I would change the color. So a 4-color pen is red, green, blue, and black. So that way it would be really easy when I was going back to refer to my notes to see where there would be a question. Another thing that made it easy to do was then I could do flashcards if I wanted to, and I could make each of those flashcards be a different question. Another thing that I could do besides make flashcards is I could hand my notes over to my husband and have him quiz me, and he could really easily not have to like search through a bunch of black writing or a bunch of blue writing. He could really easily search through, and he would know that each different color was a potential question, so he could really quickly go, what is a policy? Oh, it's a rule or law. What are some examples of written policies? Give me 3. Authority policy, dress code, and maybe I would have another one. So I actually like to use colors. It's not because I'm girly, because I'm not. It's not because I like things to look pretty. It's because it actually helped me to organize different concepts in my head. So that's something you might want to think about. Another thing to think about is the use of drawings. I did a lot of doodling and drawing, and some people think that doodling is a sign of not paying attention. For me, doodling helped to illustrate concepts. It also sometimes helps you to focus, because if you're somebody that is easily distracted, sometimes doodling can help to keep you focused. Now, it shouldn't be random doodling, you know, pictures of horses and other things like that, but it should be doodling that helps you to remember the concept. So, for example, let's say one of the things I was trying to remember is I was trying to remember that time is money. So time is probably money is probably one of the biggest reasons why we have policies and procedures. So at another point in the notes, I'm talking about things like, why do we have procedures? Why do we have policies in place? Well, one of them is CYA. We have to cover your assets or keep from getting sued. And assets are money and capital. So we don't want other people to take them away. The other thing is that if you waste time, you're also wasting money. So here I've drawn, quite professionally, thank you very much, because I am, you know, a master drawer, a picture of a clock, and it is on a scale being balanced out by money. So I'll picture that in my head when I'm trying to recall for the test. Now, obviously, I actually draw more like the little circles I've drawn here, and even my stick figures make you go, did Picasso have a seizure? So my drawings aren't going to look nearly as professional as this, but drawing can help you quite a bit in recalling tasks or recalling ideas and stuff for tests. Now at the bottom of the page you're going to have a small section, probably about 3 inches max, and you're going to summarize what is on the page in your own words when you're away from school, or maybe in a study hall if you have a study hall, or heaven forbid you have detention after school. And what you do is you just write a 2 or 3 sentence paragraph about the stuff on the page that you recall without going back and reviewing the lecture. And it helps you to recall what you know, and then it also helps you kind of figure out what it is that you need to study, because it's kind of dumb to study what you already know. So if you look at the bottom of the page, we've got the policies and procedures. So this part we're talking about procedures has a procedure different from a policy, and what are some examples of procedures, and where do policies and procedures come from. So here's my summary. Policies and procedures are way things are done. Both are important at work to standardize, keep things safe, and prevent misunderstandings and maintain quality. They come from government, laws, how things have, apparently I stuttered there, always been done, and management. So the summary part is really just for what did I learn on this page, and what do I know, and then maybe you might like star things. Oh, you know what? I didn't really get how policies are different from procedures, so I'm going to want to study that. Or I might highlight it or something like that. Now, I know that maybe a lot of you haven't put a lot of time into taking notes, and I know others of you have put a lot of time into taking notes. We are going to take notes in this class, and I will want to see notes from everybody, because one of our goals in this class is to prepare for certification. And I want all of you to prepare for and pass your certification, so you come out with something that you can actually take onto a job and say, look at this, I have actually obtained a professional level certification. So these notes are to help you not only pass the test in the class, but to pass a professional level Microsoft certification. So my goal for you is I want to see your notes, and I want to see how well you do them, and I want to help you to get better at them, so that when you go to take that professional certification, you ace it, even if in the past you haven't done well on tests. This is one of the ways that you can help yourself get better. And if you have had a hard time studying for tests in the past, we can take a look at these notes and develop strategies for you to do a better job on your tests. So if you have any questions or anything like that, just let me know. You're going to have a quiz on this tomorrow, and of course you did a little reading on it today. So all you got to do is just let me know if you have any questions. Thanks, and I will see you in the morning.